Hello and welcome to All Time Gaming. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Alex, and for most of us, achievements are pointless. Sure, they're fun little milestones to measure your experience, but in terms of providing any tangible reward, no, they are absolutely nothing.
Bit of bragging rights, maybe. But there are some achievements that seem to go above and beyond with this remit. These aren't just pointless, but they offer no entertainment in performing them whatsoever.
So here's our list of 6 achievements or trophies that were a waste of everyone's time, effort, and most importantly, Jamie, their money.
There is little more irritating in a game than padding.
Padding, yes.
Same concept as bras. Whether it be via collectibles or unnecessarily long fetch quests, the player will notice and get bored long before anything resembling a plot is revealed. Lost Planet 2 didn't take this as a warning so much as a challenge.
They tried to squeeze it in.
They were aiming high. The game itself is a reasonable length, around 10.5 hours, split into 6 episodes and 21 chapters.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, like a TV show, like a mini-series. And of course, on beating the game, you get a shiny achievement telling you what you already know. But then there's a secret achievement called 300 Chapter Playback.
Well, that sounds good, Jamie. How could this possibly be pointless?
You'll find out. It's good in the same way the Magic Trick 52 card pickup sounds good the first time you hear it.
That does sound like a good game. Should we play?
Yeah. Audio improv there. It's like with podcasting. Getting the achievement is pretty self-explanatory. Replay 300 chapters of the game. I guess maybe it doesn't sound like that much until you realise that with 21 chapters per campaign, you would need to finish the main story a grand total of 14.5 times to receive the coveted achievement.
That is ridiculous.
Not necessarily hard, not worth your time.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either,
What a
Josie.
stupid achievement.
We did the number crunching because we have no life, and if you decided to pursue the achievement by playing the campaign over and over, it would take 152 hours and 15 minutes.
That is crazy.
Yeah, not a crazy amount of time to put into certain games, but to put into replaying Lost Planet 2 over and over again?
Yeah, 14 times, no. If put it into Overwatch to get your character, like, super high level, I can see what you're talking about. Get them up there so you can bragging rights to your mates. Look how long I've mainlined this dude.
Look at all my skills. And by the way, that's assuming you run it at an average speed. Unless you're obsessed with the game to the point of borderline eroticism, why would you bother doing this? If you've done it in the comments below, tell us.
Yeah, please do. We might think you're crazy, but please do tell us.
It's so thoroughly pointless that, according to that bastion of knowledge, TrueAchievements.com, shout out to them, only 2% of players have unlocked this achievement. And that's more than I thought it would be.
That's ridiculous!
2%'s quite high, actually. Too high.
Right, if there's 1 million people that have played that game, that's 2,000 people who have bothered to play this game 14 times.
What is wrong with you?
I'm going to say that this is people who can't afford any other games.
Or maybe they glitched it somehow.
100 people have played Lost Planet 2.
Yeah, and 2 people did it.
2 people did it, and they're the developers.
There's actually one guy doing it twice.
He's done it twice.
Yeah.
What a fucking saddo.
Either way, this achievement will forever mark these people out as having absolutely no life whatsoever.
2008 was a good year for sequels. Far Cry 2, Saints Row 2, Gears of War 2. A lot of 2s is basically what I'm saying, and this includes Ninja Gaiden 2, the triumphant return of everyone's favourite leather onesie sporting homicidal maniac. To aid in his murderous rampage, Team Ninja added a collection of neat weapons, and by Christ, were they determined to make you use them. In a collection of 8 achievements, the player was rewarded a meager 5 gamer score for playing through the entire campaign using just one weapon. That's once through using nothing but the Dragon Sword, once through with the Tonfa, and so on. Again, doing the math, that would on average take 110 hours to complete. Why? I mean, why would you bother doing this?
It sounds a little bit more favourable to the Lost Planet 2 one, but not by much.
And that's assuming you were shooting for the achievement on your first playthrough. Chances are that on your first playthrough, you'll be experimenting with different weapons to discover the playstyle that's right for you, so you're automatically disqualified, Jamie. You might try for one playthrough using your favourite weapon, but anything beyond that is just redundant. Also, keep in mind that what if you accidentally picked up another weapon, and now it doesn't work, you don't get the achievement?
You're 12 hours in and you accidentally...
No!
I would snap my off.
Jesus Christ, that would be bad. By constantly using weapons you may not like just to get a tiny 5G is unbelievably sad. Are you even having fun after that point? I mean, really? Or is the only thing that gives your life meaning anymore the incremental growth of your digital penis? Because otherwise, I have to say, striving to become the weapons master of Ninja Gaiden 2 is not a productive use of your time. Do something else. Go outside. Meet a lady. Or a man.
Imagine one of the people with these achievements on their deathbed and they're just about to die. When you go up to them, you whisper in their ear, "You spent 5 days playing Ninja Gaiden 2.
All the things I could have done. Don't do it, kids.
Not every achievement, though, is a lesson in endurance, Jonesy. Sometimes there'll come an achievement that's all about patience. Layers of Fear is the psychological art horror game from the hilariously named Bloober Team, and features an artist tormented by the death of his wife and child. It's a little bit Dorian Grayish. Anyway, so far so Silent Hill. However, the creepy environment is enhanced by the many examples of artwork on the wall. To be awarded the achievement Art Connoisseur, all you have to do is stare at a painting for an hour. That's it.
Okay.
Just pick a painting and gaze at it longingly for 60 minutes, and then boom, one completely pointless achievement is yours for the taking.
Is that one painting you have to look at for just 1 hour?
Stare at one painting for 1 hour.
Do you know what I don't like about this achievement is that you could just leave your controller and walk off and make a sandwich.
Exactly. You haven't performed some tricky combo or Herculean feat. Nope, you've just wasted an hour of the only life you'll get appreciating a portrait in a video game. That little tag that will appear on your Game of card doesn't indicate that you're a skilled warrior, just that you were AFK for a bit, which anyone can do. I'd say you're wasting your existence, but I'm pretty sure that I'd just be beating a dead horse by this point. Wait though, I hear people say, the achievement is accumulative, so it doesn't have to be just one painting. It's the total looking time for all paintings in the game. But that somehow makes it worse. At least if it was one painting, you could say you're particularly patient. By saying it's a combination of all the time spent looking at paintings in a game about paintings, it's literally meaningless. I was going to look at paintings anyway, so why reward me with nothing?
Do you know what? I think I've solved this. You've got a guy in a game who's an artist, so it makes sense that they're saying, we'll reward you for looking at all the different paintings in the game and appreciating the effort we've gone to. Do you know what they've done though, which has annoyed me?
What?
They've made it so you can get more for looking at one painting. You should only get like 5 seconds per painting.
Ah, interesting.
Lazy coding.
So really, the achievement should be look at 100 different paintings and Layers of Fear.
Yes, for at least
for
5
seconds
seconds
each.
That's what it should be. Remember Superman Returns with Brandon Routh, Jamie?
Yes, unfortunately.
You may remember it, but I'm guessing our audience probably don't even remember Brandon Routh.
Maybe not. He has a pretty face though.
Does have a pretty face. Well, don't feel too bad though if you don't remember him, because he also starred in Superman Returns, the video game, the epitome of rubbish film tie-ins. It wasn't so much the fact that Superman is about as interesting as potato salad, it's because the game design had little thought put into it. I would even go so far as to say potato salad is more interesting.
Yeah, do you want to go get some potato salad?
I'm quite hungry for potato salad. And the same effort that was put into making Superman look like modelled clay stuffed into a blue condom was also put into the achievements. Frequent Flyer demanded that the player fly 10,000 miles over the course of the game. Doesn't seem too bad on the surface until you realise that it's pretty easy to finish the game with a tenth of that. I'm talking 1,000 measly miles, Jamie.
Oh, 10,000 divided by 10, I get it.
I was helping you out with the maths. So what you couldn't complete naturally over the course of the game becomes a tedious chore, unless of course you were terrible at the game and flew around 10 times more than you needed to.
Yeah, or you have a rubber band that can just leave the analog stick pushing forward.
What could have been a fun little oh cool moment ended up as just unimaginative filler. Oh, to be sure, Superman Returns is far from the only game to commit this sin. Mafia 2, for example, has a similar achievement in its DLC, but the difference though is at least while driving a car, steering was required because buildings get in the way. You go smash into them, can't drive anymore. And as Jamie said, all you needed to do was tie a rubber band around the left stick and loop it under the controller so that you can just leave your controller there, sod off, and let him fly around the skies on his own. Not only is the achievement a pointless exercise in time wasting, it also doesn't even need you to be present in order for you to get it. That is truly pointless, Jamie. But I know what you're going to say, aren't achievements fairly pointless anyway? For many people, the hunt is the fun. The achievement is just a fun little extra, a little cherry on top. But what do you think? Is achievement hunting fun or a waste of time? Let us know in the poll up above and the comments down below.
Jonesy, Gearbox's reputation has suffered recently. Between G2A and Colonial Marines, which we're never going to forget, it's easy to forget the glory days of the Brothers in Arms series, particularly 2008's Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway. However, there were faint traces of silly decisions even then, as the Remember September 44 achievement shows.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
Yes, it's the new one. You've got Remember the 5th of November, 9/11 Never Forget, and now Remember September 44. All you have to do is play the game on the 17th of September. Do this and you'll earn the princely amount of 50 gamer score.
Nice.
Which is pretty decent back in the day.
It's 10 times you get a Ninja Gaiden for playing the game through with one weapon.
Exactly. But why September 17th, 1944? Well, because that was the start date of Operation Market Garden, the disastrous invasion of Holland on which the game is based. And it sounds kind of nice, doesn't it? A small tribute to the real event through a reward system to the player. So why is this pointless? Well, for a few reasons. One, unless you're big on your history, you're not going to know the significance of the date, so it'll be lost on a lot of people. Second, date-sensitive achievements are usually just terrible ways to retain players. Usually obsessive players at that, who aren't actually going to play, but will turn the game on, get the little ping sound, and then switch over to another game.
Which is filth.
Yeah, nice tribute. Thirdly, and most important of all, the game was first released on the 23rd of September 2008. This means that Gearbox was banking on people returning to the game almost exactly a year later just to get that sweet final 50 gamer score.
This was by design. This definitely wasn't by
Yeah,
accident.
do you wonder? Considering 2009 had Arkham Asylum, Assassin's Creed 2, Modern Warfare 2, Dragon Age Origins, Uncharted 2, and Gearbox's own Borderlands, the chances of people remembering to come back were always going to be slim. So nice try, but I think I'll just wear a poppy instead.
Do you know what? I'm 50-50 with this one. Half of me thinks that this is a nice little tribute, as you said, but it is sullied by the fact that the game came out on the 23rd. If the game had come out on the 23rd of like August, I would have said, oh, what a lovely little achievement. But the fact that it came out 5 days after. Final Fantasy 13!
Whoa!
Final Fantasy 13, Jamie.
Okay.
Really, the number should have given it away, shouldn't it?
Oh, I see where you're going.
The number 13 is unlucky for some, and it was certainly unlucky not only for Square Enix, but also for any poor bastard that decided they were going to go after the achievement Treasure Hunter.
Sounds intriguing.
It does sound good. There's a treasure to be hunted.
I consider myself a bit of a treasure hunter.
To be a treasure hunter, you have to hold every weapon and accessory in the game. Not that difficult, right? Some have even said that as an achievement, it was unmissable. Just hold on to every bit of loot you collected, and you're guaranteed a whopping 80 gamer score. Tasty. Except that this is a Final Fantasy game we're talking about, so of course everything has to be complicated. Or even over-complicated, Jamie. Firstly, on achievement forums, there's a ton of confusion as to what exactly an accessory is classed as. Is it everything, including items and components as the official guide states? Apparently not. Do the items have to be upgraded at all? Yes, to as many star tiers as they have. Except that MILF Hunter X69, great name by the way, has just said that he didn't even need to have everything, but it came up fine for him. Basically, even understanding what this achievement requires is a waste of time. We don't really know whether it means everything, we don't even know what everything is, and someone who shags mums for a living seems to get it anyway, so...
Always rub it in my face, that MILF Hunter.
Assuming that you can wade through the internet and finally grasp what it takes to get the achievement, there comes the fun of going out and actually claiming all the items. This boils down to a process of relentless grinding. Grinding for gil, grinding minions for loot to sell, grinding bosses in the hopes of a 5% chance they will drop what you need. But what if I refuse to jump through all these hoops? I mean, will the earth stop turning? No, it won't. Which is why I refuse to dump 200 odd hours in a search for fictional treasure Final Fantasy. While some may see that gaping ATG hole in my card as a sign of weakness, I'm just counting it as I had better things to do.
You've done pretty well so far, okay? You made it to the end of the video, but you could have been in another tab this whole time. How do we know? I'll tell you how we know. It's whether or not you click the video there and keep the cycle going.